You're welcome to this Zoom meeting for Global Co-op Zambia. I'm proud to be an Irogan, and I'm happy that you're able to join us today. So thank you for your interest in the next big thing. It's an initiative which was born in diaspora, and the plane is actually on the runway. The engine is running right now. So I'm happy that you're here. We have an hour to listen in and discuss. Maybe we can even spill over depending on the interest in the topic and the subject matter. Please feel free to ask your questions as we go along. You may also add your comments in the chat, and we'll try to answer the questions as they come and when received. But if we don't answer some of the questions, rest assured that we'll collect all the questions that will be outstanding, and then I'll provide responses on the Iroga platform. With this, I would like to introduce our chairperson, who is going to walk us through this very wonderful initiative, Mr. Roger Charlie. He's based in Canada, and I see a few other colleagues here on the platform who are in the steering committee, of which I'm part of. So the meeting is being recorded, as you have noticed, those who have joined. I hope there's nobody hanging, waiting to be admitted, because I'm the one who starts to do that. So it will be recorded, because I've received some requests from a few colleagues who are not able to attend because of other engagements that they couldn't reschedule or cancel. So happy to, to do the recording, and we will share it as and when it's ready. So let's make this history together, and over to you, Mr. Charlie.
Thank you, Ms. Victoria, and thank you everyone who has joined us. Let me bring up my slide, which is going to help us, and I hope it works. Share. Okay, F5. I am trying to have it work. View.
You can do the presentation mode.
Yeah, I want to put it usually when I go. Okay, there we go. So, like Ms. Victoria said, this is a Global Co-op Zambia. It was an initiative which was initiated here in the diaspora. We are a registered entity in United States under Globus Co-op Zambia LLC. We are also registered as a company in Zambia, Globus Investment Zambia Limited. But our main driving vehicle will be Global Multipurpose Corporation.
Oh, yeah, I think there's the noise is coming from Mr.
Mute everyone.
I've muted.
All right. So, like I was saying, the driving vehicle is Global Multipurpose Cooperative Society. And the reason is under Globus, the US company, the number of people who were supposed to be in the organization was limited to 49 to 40, somewhere there. Same was in Zambia, unless we were a public company. So the only way we could go was to go through a cooperative. And probably when we started, that's what we wanted. So that is where we have gone. Let me make a case why we created this vehicle, why this movement, why. Part of the cooperative movement, one of the principles, the seventh principle, is a concern for the community. Every one of us who is here, those are in Zambia, one of the greatest challenges our country faces today is the youth unemployment. I was wondering today whether we should even say youth unemployment. Everybody needs a job. So we have very high unemployment. What can we do if we came together as a cooperative to help address this situation in Zambia? Number two, Zambia has abundance of natural resources, second largest producer of copper in Africa. And yet we are still a poor country. These two things made us come together. Maybe we can do something if we came together. Let me continue on the copper thing. I want to give you just a scenario. Last year, Zambia produced 800,000 tons of copper. At today's price of 10,000 per ton, Zambia, even last year, I think 10,000 will hit 10,000 last year. Zambia made a revenue of 8 billion from the copper industry. Question is, how is it that now we are running around as a country trying to borrow 1 billion from the IMF and from the World Bank? We made this much money as a country. So these are some of the questions which are bothering us and which should bother every one of you. Here and there, I'll try and make my point through a Bemba word. So you should, when I do that. I'm a copper guy, so we have sometimes bad manners. Anyway, so it confuses me and confuses every one of us who looks at this kind of numbers. Why should copper only contribute 10% to our economy? This is why now we have come together. Maybe there is something we can do. The solution, Zambians at home and Zambians in the diaspora. One of the things I'm loving about cooperative movement is how among the cooperatives, article number 6, cooperation among cooperatives, you are forced to work with other cooperatives. We want to hold hands, Global Co-op Multi-Purpose Cooperative. We want to invite everyone, those who are in the cooperatives in Zambia, those who are not, and answer the question why we are facing this desperate situation in Zambia, and yet we are the second largest copper producing country in the nation. As you can see from my background here, it is all loaded in copper. I just want to make a point that we are a copper producing country. The solution lies with you, the solution lies with me. Our business model, how are we going to make money as a cooperative? Number one, we are going to sell ordinary shares, and I'm going to explain. We are also going to sell investment, what we are calling investment shares. Those who are our friends, I think in the committee, will be making this presentation tomorrow, but it is there in the bylaws which we shared. Another beauty of the cooperatives, you can fundraise. So I was thinking, Ms. Mary, we do, you know how that Jerusalem dance they've done? What about if we do Jerusalem dance, not Jerusalem, but something like that, the whole country, and we are fundraising for our cooperative? I thought it was just a good idea. So cooperatives are allowed to fundraise. However, the money you fundraise, you cannot share as dividends. That's one point. Another point, grants. As a cooperative, we can raise money through grants. So some of you, our friends who have joined us here, if you are a master in writing grants, you are very welcome to give Ms. Vicky a shout to help us to fundraise. Ordinary shares. The backbone of every cooperative is the ordinary shares. First and foremost, we are asking an annual membership fee of 500 kwacha a year, which is $30. A lot of people, we have close to 200 who have already paid that. To be an ordinary member, you'll be required to buy at least 10 shares at 200 kwacha, which will give you 2,000. The money raised from ordinary shares, you are now going to have a full say at a general meeting. I don't want this person here. I want this one. Can we include this item in our agenda? Can we be doing, you can drive. Remember, a cooperative is a member-driven organization. It is not a top 10 committee running. It is a member-driven organization. We talked about fundraising there. So every one of us will be required one way or another to fundraise. Part of, again, the cooperative is not meant to make, I don't know how to put this. The primary purpose of a cooperative is to service. It's for service, and not necessarily for profit. But we are going to see how people have changed that so that you can make money. So the primary purpose is service. Like we have identified, we have a big problem in Zambia. Our youths have the desperation in the streets of Lusaka, Kitwe, Kawamba, wherever is real. And we want to do something about it. So those are going to be our benefits. Maybe we can sponsor some students to do training. We can sponsor students, those with good marks, to go for university, something like that. After service and everything else is done, we can declare a dividend, and it is capped at 6%. So that doesn't sound very inspiring if you are looking for money at 6%, because they're going to say, Brother Roger, the bond is paying 15%. So why am I only getting 6%? No, I've got something for you, something very nice. There is what we are calling investment shares. So what the cooperative movements have done is, what can we do to make money within the cooperative, but operate like a company? There is what they have introduced as investment shares. Now, these are not capped. The interest is yours according to the agreement. If we agree that it's 20% interest, you get after you invest so much money, that's it. This is not capped. So for you to invest in the company, we will be asking for a minimum. This is, by the way, will need to be approved by the board tomorrow. But we had arranged this meeting before everything else. So a minimum of 20 investment shares at 1,000 kwacha each. If you can buy that, that will be about 20,000 kwacha. That is close to, I don't know, in the dollar terms. We intend to invest this money in the short term in the government bonds, like I just said, with the ordinary shares in the government bonds. A 2-year government note today is about 16%, 17%, 16, 15% there. So we intend to put in the short term and build our funds slowly until hopefully within this year we can raise $1 million. That is our goal. So in dollar terms, Ms. Victoria, do the math for me, please, and let me know what 20,000 is in dollar terms.
About 1,200 if you just take an average of 17 per dollar.
1,200?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So that is our target. What is the benefit? The benefit is you earn interest. Here, the interest is not capped by government. People we can invest. And I just want to make why $1 million? Did we just dream up with this 1 million? Did it just come up like that? 1 million, I think, will make the group very attractive to any bank manager. We will make the group very attractive, even by government. They want to hear, what do you want to do, fellas? Maybe we want to partner with someone who has some serious money to do a project. 1 million will give us access to a lot of opportunities. So we don't want to, so to say, play around. But no, here, playing here, 50,000. And we are happy today, when we started, we said the first month of, was that April? Yeah, this month, we were supposed to invest in government bonds, $10,000, because we are just beginning. One of our members said, no, I think we are capable of raising 20. Oh no, we argued. Today, we are happy to report we have pledges of over $200,000. We are coming close to a $250,000. So this is how serious the Zambians are. And it's been very, very, very encouraging. So 1 million will give us access to a lot of opportunities. We invite you to join this movement. Sectors and programs of interest. Sectors we intend to invest in, our 1 million, where can we invest? What kind of programs do we want to support? One of the programs we are talking about is apprenticeship programs. Attacking the youth unemployment. Can we find bakers in Zambia who say, oh, I can't hire any kid, but we say, okay, we are going to pay the wage for this kid, we'll support them. You allow them to come. Let this kid have a trade. And we partner with a bakery and we support them. Or the farmers, those with tractors. Can we send them some children who can go there and learn something? Here in diaspora, we have professors, a lot of professors. We have our own Dr. Mono is in New York. He is a university president at a community college. Can we use those resources to provide the theory part of the program, and then the practical part is done in Zambia? We support. We think we can. This program, we think we can even partner with government. Say, government, we don't have so much money, but can you come along and support us? So these are some of the things we want to do. What about investment? Look at the way I've written the mines and mining value chain. Remember when we started, I complained of how much copper we have, and yet copper does not seem to contribute anything. We are saying we want the mines and the mining value chain to support agriculture, to support energy, to support financial services, to support tourism, health sector, education, everything. The mines should do that. But this will only happen if we make the first step as members of the cooperative. So if you have a mine, I don't know if we want to, you have a mine, you are looking for investment, maybe one day we can talk to you. We are appealing to you. Maybe we can talk to you. This is, to me, this is our God-given gift, which we have allowed to be taken by other people. Now it is, I think, time for us to be very, very serious and tap into it. I'll give you an example. Botswana, a country next door, they share the diamond wealth with De Beers, the diamond company, 50-50. 50%, 50%. How did Botswana do it? I think we can do something like that. Countries like Saudi Arabia, their oil, 90% of their revenue stays in Saudi Arabia. Why is it that you and I have allowed this situation to go on where 90% is taken away from our country? Our path to growth, currently our social media groups, 300 plus. Our goal in the first 2 years, if every one of us do what Ms. Victoria has done today, she has brought a good number of people. You go out and say, I think the story I heard today, we can expand that story, and I'm bringing in 10 as well. In no time, we are going to have our 1,000 member fund in 2 years. The more people we are going to have, the less need for us to have maybe people pay 20,000, maybe just 10,000, we will be on 1 million, 10,000 kwacha will be on 1 million. Our goal in the next 5 years is to grow the membership to about 10,000 members. Again, with your support, funds coming, the investments coming, we can grow our organization to 100,000. We want to be in every province of Zambia. We want to be in every country where a Zambian diaspora is. The team, I am the interim chair. My name is Roger Charlie. I'm based in Alberta in Canada. Our secretary is Ms. Gila Chimba. She's the secretary. She's based in the UK. Ms. Victoria Mwanza, who invited all of us here today. She's our treasurer based in DC. And we have 12 trustee members. If you want to join us, please go to www.globalcoopzambia.com. Pay your first membership fee. The shares are not yet, like I said, yet approved by the board. So once they're approved, you might see different number from what I've shared. Once they're approved, you can we can start paying for them. We intended to invest in the April bonds, but we were taken back because of registration, cooperative registration issues in Zambia. So we are very, very optimistic. Come what may in May, we are going to be in the bond there. Or you can join our Telegram group. I don't know if my colleagues have shared our address in the chat so that people can join. Thank you for listening. And now you can raise your hand. We can have a discussion from what you have heard from us. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Charlie. Thank you. Anybody, any question? Just raise your hand. if you have a question or clarification that needs to be made. But just to emphasize why the bonds, as we wait for any questions that may come up, the bonds are just a holding fund. So because if you have money in the commercial bank, you know how much interest you're getting. You're getting 2 ngwe or 5 ngwe or $1, and that is not meaningful. So what our hope is that we hold the money, whatever will be collected, whatever will be invested in the bonds, and for a period of maybe 1 year or so. Minimum for the bonds is 2 years, because the bonds pay at least interest every 6 months. So we'll hold the money there so that it grows quicker than if it was in a commercial bank. I still don't see any questions. I think, Mr. Charlie, you were very, very clear. So once after the money grows or we raise the 1 million, we're hoping to now venture into any other substantive projects, like, for instance, processing plants. We used to have Mwinilunga, what is this, pineapple plant, which is not there anymore. You go there, you just find bush with some pieces of structures that used to be someplace, but is no more. So we want to get into such projects which can actually bring development to Zambia. And like that, we will, alleviate certain pockets poverty with what the chair has been emphasizing on youth. But of course, as he also alluded, it's not only the youth, it's literally everybody who needs a job in Zambia, almost everyone who needs a job who hasn't got a job. So at least we can engage them, those who are qualified in certain services and, construction and all, to be part of this development agenda. Yeah. Any questions? Susan, any question?
Miss Susan, yeah, she has a question. Susan has a question. We'll ask you to unmute.
Before I raised my hand, Victoria.
I know. I'm telepathic. We are telepathic, so I knew you were coming. Go ahead.
Thank you. I think partly you raised, my first question was, how long are you going to hold, how long would we hold the bond for? So you've mentioned that it's until we get to $1 million. $1 million. My second question was, when you've talked about, investing in whether it's bakeries or tractors or agriculture or plants, for me, it's what's the selection mechanism, and are we sort of, you see, I'm already saying are we as if I've paid. I'm a member. Are we?
You're welcome.
You're already a member, Susan.
Angel investors. So how do you invest in this plant? Are you running it, or is somebody running it, and then you've just made the shareholding investment and equity investments? What's the plan? I just need to know. And then also the selection process of the investment opportunities. What's the selection process? Those are my questions, really. Thanks.
Go ahead, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, before I answer, I want to get the part where you referred to the bakery. Maybe I spoke quick there. The bakery is not an investment. The bakery was some of the program we wish. I was just giving an example of some of the programs we could support the youth.
Service.
The apprentice program. I'm not sure if apprentice programs we have them in Zambia, but here apprentice is where either a student is having part at school, they are training, but part of it they are having hands-on training. So they go to this place where they work for 6 months. But I'm sure in Zambia, no one would be willing to pay an apprentice. So we are giving an example of some of the programs we could support. On the selection, right now, the only thing we have selected, Susan, is the bonds. As Victoria said, it is something to hold. Number one, just to hold the fund, to help us collect the money. Number two, it is safe. So in the first year, we don't want stories. Oh, this has happened, we invested in this, didn't work. No, We just want to put into something very safe. We think it will give you the confidence. We think it will give us the confidence as well as the leaders. But like we said, the cooperative is a member-driven organization. So when it comes to investing, say 1 year from today, we hit our 1 million. We will analyze some projects and we will bring them back to the members to have a say or to have a vote over them. These are either, for instance, we say solar plant. We want to build a solar plant. We'll come to the members. Here are the numbers. This is the cost. This is the profit, and this is what you can gain from there. So the selection process, we will begin from the committee, but we will eventually end up with the investors yourselves. And I don't know if that helps, Ms. Susan.
Thank you.
Sorry, so we expect the cooperative to run these projects. So we're not investing in somebody else's project, like equity members, shareholders. No, we are doing it ourselves. Is that it?
Sorry, Mr. Chair, can I interject and join in on that point?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, she's asked a very good question, whether we'll be running those businesses ourselves, whether we'll be even on the ground doing the nitty-gritty or the day-to-day operations. I think that's the question. And if that's exactly what she's talking about, our plan is not to be part of the day-to-day running of those businesses. So we more or less like enter into some form of agreement, contract agreement, or one of capital venture where we say, okay, you're running this business for this particular period or this project, which will give us X amount of profit. After that, of which we can go out, we can sort of end that agreement. So in short, we won't be running those businesses ourselves. We want to detach ourselves from the operation aspect of it. Yeah. So that is our plan. Mainly is to look at projects which obviously gives us more return. And once we identify those projects through our consultants and the team that we're going to put on the ground, that will help us vet those projects to see how viable they are. And once we know that these are the projects we can put in our money, as the chair said, we'll be able now to make a decision and say, okay, the investment is viable and we see a minimal risk once we put in the money. We should be able to invest in those projects. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you, it does. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mugala. We have a question from Ms. Mary. She's asking, I've heard that there's been a lot of investment in the mines by the Chinese. How much investment opportunities there are still for us as a co-op to invest? Is it possible for one to have both ordinary shares and investment shares? If you could clarify that, Mr. Chan.
Yeah, wonderful. Good question. Good question. So, like we said, the ordinary shares gives you a say. And the primary people we are targeting for investment shares are the ordinary members themselves. However, if for any reason someone doesn't want to be a member, we hope everyone is going to be a member. That way we can. But I'm here in Canada. I have a friend who has got a little bit more money. The investment share allows you to come in and invest without necessarily being a member. But the whole package is meant for the members. The whole package is meant for the members. Ordinary shares, like we said, that money is meant to support the cooperative. The services, running of the cooperative, that's the ordinary share. But we will also want you to make money. And therefore, we invite you to buy investment shares. Because in investment shares, there is no cap like 6%, you can only give 6%. No, according to the investment advisor, the analysis they give us, we can say, madam, you can have 15%, 12%, 10%. It is not capped. So that is where cooperative are free to do what they want to do, like a company. So the answer is absolutely yes. First, we want you to be an ordinary member. That way you can have a say to run. But if you want to invest more so that you can benefit more at a bank, you also need to be an investor with investment shares. That was a good question.
The first part of the question is on the investments by the Chinese and whether there's still room for us to invest in the mines.
So I did an analysis, Mary. I did an analysis just the other day. I found there are about 3 big companies, mining companies in Zambia, and there are about 15, these small, owned by Chinese, owned by this, and none of them was owned by Zambians, which also, but from my understanding, we have a lot of small miners who are Zambians, but they are struggling. Just the other day, we had someone looking for 10 million in Chipata for a mine. So these small miners, the room is there. What is missing in our country is investment capital. A lot of people don't have. But these little mines in Kasempa, where I come from, they are all over the place. There is still room. Our former president used to say, Michael Sata, Zambia has more minerals than people. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And also to emphasize the point that in waiting for this next big investment in the mines, the projects that will come on, that will be reviewed, the assessments done by the members themselves, will have a project team, right, who will look at this. So we will also look at these other opportunities as we take our flight up to the mines, so that we build more capital, we grow our capital base.
Correct. Yeah, that's a good point. We don't want you to go home and, oh, we want to invest in the mines. Oh, what about this? What about this? Mines require a lot of money. But what we are saying is we can start small, invest. There are a lot of investment opportunities in Zambia, a lot of them. We invest in them. But our goal is to have a try. Mining value chain is big. Can we be providing fuel to the mines? We are in the industry. Can we be providing transportation for copper? We are in the industry. You don't necessarily have to be a miner to participate in the mining industry, but we want to be there. One way or another, we want to be there.
Thank you. Mr. Charlie, if you could also clarify in instances, before I come to Ms. Jane, in instances where there are competing projects that have been, the feasibility studies done, and or what is the expectation from the members? Do you choose where they go, or the members have a say in what they want to do?
Again, a strong recommendation will come from our investment advisor, and then we will bring it to the members, and then the members will probably decide. I am sure all of us are not experts in everything. So this is why a lot of investments, when you buy investment share, say it is solar, you don't want to listen to me who is not in solar industry. We'll find someone who is in solar industry to lead that project, which is another project. Name mining project, for instance. Let's find a miner so that when they tell us, they are telling us from an expert point of view. So number one, it will come from an expert, the advice, but we as the laymen, as members, will make the final call.
Thank you. Ms. Jane, I'm asking you to unmute. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Mine is a very simple one, I hope. You've talked of how to become a member by buying shares, an ordinary member by buying shares. Now, let's say I on my own cannot afford it, but then we are a group of us who are doing some kind of chirimba or so, chirimba. Can we put our monies together and buy shares as a group? Is it possible?
I would lie to you, we have not discussed that question. It's an excellent question, Ms. Jane.
All right.
We will
table
it when we go to the group, to the meeting tomorrow. For ordinary shares, we have not discussed whether a company or a group can be. But I know on the investment shares, we are going to be inviting even companies. Investment shares you can buy as a group. But as an ordinary member, I could be wrong. Where is Dr. Manda here? Dr. Manda, do you have an answer to this question?
We'll have to go and look at the law as it pertains to membership. To my recollection, I don't think there's a provision for that, but then we just have to go and counter check according to the law, the Cooperative Act of 1998.
Yeah, and also to add on, Mr. Chair, when somebody is not able to pay up the whole amount up front, we will also allow, correct me if I'm wrong, we will also allow a member to pay in installments until they reach that target. And you can only become a member once you have completed the full payment.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, I don't see any other hands. Come on, Eroga. Ask, and it shall be given.
Yeah, ask a question. What
Why
happened?
are you on mute, Mr. Roger?
Am I on mute?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
We can hear you.
Or is it
We
me?
can hear.
Then it's you, Victoria.
I think it's me. I'm sorry. I was tapping on my... I didn't hear what you said.
Okay. I can't even remember what I said.
Okay.
What did you say?
Evangelist, did you want to say something?
No, I was just saying we can hear him.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Jane,
Is Jen's hand still up or it is from the previous question, but Jane? Okay. I guess it's from the previous.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happens is after meetings and then people want me to call them. So I fail to call because sometimes the requests are so many. So when we meet in a small group like this, please open up. Let's discuss. Let's hear if you are in, How many people are joining us here from Lusaka? Can you raise your hand, those who are in Zambia?
I'm not sure who is in Zambia.
Okay. Okay, Miriam from Lusaka.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bajeni Lusaka, good. Miriam, Bapia, okay, good to have you. So the good number is from outside Zambia. Okay.
Yeah, like
So we hope to complete the process, I think, this coming week. We hope so. And do the first part. Who was that? Was that Miss, what was her name? Who said I haven't paid? The 30
Miss
bucks, the
Susan.
500 kwacha, please pay that one.
Miss Mpande.
Let's put that money together. The membership fee. But invite someone. That will be our main drive, is to invite more people. By the end of this year, we should at least have even 500 members. That will be very, very, very good.
Yeah, some people have been dropping and rejoining. I think the challenges with the network.
Yeah.
But Catherine, do you have, Ms. Mungomba, do you have any question? Because I saw you had dropped off. I'm asking you to unmute if you'd like to ask a question.
Yeah, just in case you are unable to raise your hand on the phone, just open your mic and feel free to ask the question.
Mm-hmm. I think, Mr. Chair, you are very, very clear. There seems to be not so many questions. So I hope everybody is comfortable. Now go to that link. At least you join the Telegram so that you see what is happening and check on the steady progress we're making. There's a question, I think this is a question from Miriam. When one is ready to pay, where do we send the deposit? Where do we send or deposit the membership fee? Okay, that's a finance question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ms. Miriam, on the Eroga platform. Sorry.
Mr. Darius is here, the technician man.
Okay, let Mr. Darius pick it up. Where is he? I can't see him.
Oh, he has dropped.
I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him either.
Okay, I can pick it up. We have a link. One of the links, I sent 3 links on the group. One of which is a payment link. It will take you straight where you pay the $30. Oh, people are dropping off. I keep on looking at the meeting room. Yeah, so I will share the link again for the payment. You can make the payment there. It's through our website. Even when you log on to our website, there's a button there which will request you to join. And in joining, it will take you to a form that you have to fill in. You have to create an account. Mr. Chair, I think a number of people have been confused with how it's set up, because it's not very clear, the little text against it where it says, if you already are a member, click here. So when the form comes up, you have to fill in your details, you create your password and your username, then it will take you to the payment form where you make a payment. So I'll share those details again. Ms. Mungomba is having problems with her microphone. If you could just post your question in the chat, we'll pick it from here. And Ms. Pia is asking, if one bought an investment share today, when would they expect the first return on their investment? Mr. Chair.
Yeah, good question, Ms. Pia. So it will depend on the investment you have put in your money. So say, for instance, we are putting in the bond. The bond we are going to put in is a 2-year bond, meaning it will mature in 2 years' time. We are hoping and praying that the members who will be coming here are long-term investors. Those who are going to, if we are going to raise the 1 million, it will not come like tomorrow. It will take us a little bit of time. So depending on the maturity date given for the given stock, so the 2-year bond, it will be in 2 years' time. You expect the return. We are hoping, however, that you are going to say, me, I want to be part of the people who want to grow this fund to $1 million. Because that is where our money is. When we grow to 2 million, our money is on the leverage. Forget the 15%. Our money is on the leverage. We go to government, give us this project to do the road. We've got 1 million. Africa Development Bank says, okay, we can give you 4 million to complete the. That is where our money is. When can you expect your money? After 2 years. You can get your money if you want to. But we are hoping and praying that you are going to be strong enough to be a long-term investor into this. But after 2 years, 24 months, you want your money, that money will be available for you plus interest.
Okay, Ms. Mungomba, I still see you haven't sent your question. Please go ahead and type it in. But there's a statement from Ms. Mary. I have heard, whatever question after. I've heard of many co-ops start and collapse. I'm very eager to invest in this one. What assurances are there of the success of this one? I can tell you before the chair comes on, there's a lot of passion, even from the interim members who have put in their own money to start up this thing because we had to create it, right? Registration and all that. Everybody is eager. Everybody has seen the opportunity that we can move Zambia from this level to where we are to a better place. We are all looking forward and everybody is looking to a positive outcome. But I cannot give you an assurance of what is coming down the road, but what I'm feeling right now, which may translate in the future. Go ahead, Mr. Chair.
The Americans, Ms. Mary, they say the only two things which are guaranteed in life are taxes and death. That's the only thing which is guaranteed. So we cannot guarantee, just like companies. Companies, they say 95% fail. Now, here is the catch, Mary. Here is the catch. When we get done, you go Kumanda. Are we going to sit and continue giving away our mineral wealth to others? Or have we come at a point where we say, this is our time? If we start having that attitude, failure is not going to be, this one, I told me this, now I'm going my way. Miss Mary, I say we are responsible for the poverty in Zambia, ourselves, we Zambians. So failure is not an option. It is not an option. Can we guarantee? No. But failure is not an option. If we just say, the time has come. If Kumanda, they don't have the same passion to get the mines, us here in the diaspora who have lived here, we are going to do it. But we know there's a lot of our people in Zambia who want this to be done. So please join us, Mary. Please bring people to be part of this, so we can end hunger in Zambia. We can end poverty. Maybe it will not even be in our lifetime, but let us plant the seed. But now it is time to own what belongs to us. My evangelist.
Yes, just to add on to that, we are also cautious. This is why we are saying we don't want to get people's money and keep it in the bank or keep it in our hands. This is why we are saying when we collect that money, we are going to put it in the bonds. Number one, it is safe and secure. And two, we are also taking into account that this is people's money. This is people's lives we are playing with. So we are serious from the onset. This is why we are saying in this group, we need the like-minded people, people who are serious, people who are ready to make a change in Zambia. And we are saying it's us who can do that. At least I can say I am part of that group that will say yes. So if all can come up, we can all come up with like-minded people, like I'm saying, and say, we can do it. We shall do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. We are not looking at failure. Failure is not an option. Me, I'm not looking at failure. We are not going to fail. If it will be 50 of us who will be committed and serious, then the rest will look to us as an example for the first time. Thank you.
Well said.
I totally agree. And just so you know that this is the first ever cooperative, which is diaspora back home and which has garnered a lot of interest because of the vision that we have for Zambia. We want Zambia at a different level. So yeah, Ms. Gila was off, okay. Okay, yeah. So Ms. Mungomba was is still having challenges even with the audio. So I'm just assuring her that we'll share the video so she hasn't missed anything at all. Mr. Chanda, do you have anything for Ms. Martha? Oh, you still have the challenge also, right? We don't hear you. Try and unmute. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Just one question. We're talking about the government bonds. Which government bonds are you talking about? US government, Italian government, Canadian government, UK government? Which one are you talking about?
Good question. The US government bond right now, I think, pays something like, is it 6%, 7%? So the only profitable bonds right now are mostly African bonds. These are Zambian, Bank of Zambia bonds. So we'll be investing in our country. That's where we are going to be buying these bonds.
Yeah, but don't forget that the exchange rate there also matters. So when you're talking of African bonds, you are looking at exchange rate of African currency against either the euro or the US dollar or whatever. So that also plays an important role. That's why I'm very curious about what type of bonds. And then also at the same time, you should remember that the African governments change from time to time and policies also change. So that also brings some uncertainty of what type of bonds we really want to invest in, so that we know that our investment is protected.
You know, Vachanda, that's a very important question you bring. Bank of Zambia came and addressed us. You know the people who are buying our bonds in Zambia? Foreigners. Foreigners. They are dominated by foreigners. They are the ones who are making the money. So like we are saying, I don't know what the 2-year bond is for the American or over here, but it's around maybe 6% or 3%. And then you compare to 15, meaning, say that again?
2.6%.
2.6%, the American one, 2-year bond. So at 15%, no, even in the exchange rate, you still recover your money. This is why you see even the foreigners are coming to buy our bonds. Guess who is seated and scared that, oh, the government will change? It is the Zambian himself.
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to say something. Just on that point of the inflation in Zambia, I can understand the fear that the kwacha at the moment is not doing so well. So in terms of investment, not very attractive. But one thing I know is that it's possible to actually hold your money in a dollar account in Zambia, so that the value of the investment remains the same or appreciates. So it doesn't have to be in a kwacha account. I wouldn't be inclined to invest if that was the case, but I know it is actually possible to have a dollar account, and that is what I do on a personal level when I send money to relatives in Zambia. We keep it in a dollar account so that the value is same as what it would be in pounds or in dollars. If that helps.
I want to tell you, Miss Mary, when we invest into the government of Zambia or the other foreigners who are buying, they are buying the kwacha denominated bond. They are not dollar denominated. They are kwacha. But like we said, when you look at the 15% they are offering in Zambia and 2% in America, people of America were making money in the, I don't want to bring politics, in the previous government, when inflation was 22%. Whose mic is giving us feedback?
Let me mute.
Yeah. So, but Mary, we just have to look at the numbers. Yes, inflation exchange rate is real. But when you look at what they're offering in Zambia, 15%, and what you get here, my small holding, my small holding here of, I don't know, I'll give you 2,000. It gives me what?
Hello,
20
Mama.
cents. 20 cents it gives me.
Hello, Mama.
Okay, I've muted that. I've muted.
It gives me 20 cents interest. So when I go to Zambia, even with the inflation, my man, with the inflation at what, at 15%, I'll still probably make 5 kwacha, not 20 cents mampela. We'll talk more. Don't worry about me.
Thanks very much for the response.
She's a member.
Yeah, I mean, again, the simple answer, the simple question is, why are these big buyers from abroad buying our bonds in Zambia? We should ask ourselves that question. It's a good question. It's a good thought. There is money to be made in Africa. There is money to be made in Africa. Yeah. I think we have hit our 1 hour mark.
We have, and we are past the hour.
Yeah.
And I don't see any questions in the chat. So if there are any questions that you come up with, please send them to me later, and then the responses shall follow.
Yeah, like I always promise people, please get in touch with me, and then they all get in touch, then I can't do anything about it. So if we have time, please, I didn't even give my number here. Miss Mary, are you in the Telegram group?
No, I'm not. I'm going to have to join.
Yes, you have to. You have to, Miss Mary.
I hope everyone else will join.
Yes. Once everything is approved, we are going to be on the road. If you have a group you want to invite us to come and speak to, a group of Zambians or friends of Zambia will be there to come and share our vision. We want to touch every person who is Zambian or loves Zambia. Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you here. So I hope you have been convinced that this is where to go, the cooperative to join. It's for everybody. We want everyone on board. Like the chair said, we want to hit that 10,000 number in the next few years. So we'll be happy to have you, and you will not regret it, I can assure you. Because with me here in the driving seat as well, you can be assured, just pledge your pension. It's okay with me. Okay, thank you so much. So you have a lovely weekend. We'll touch base later. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. But yeah, I have to pick up a parcel.
A parcel?